Video for you guys. Right now I'm doing another YouTube live to help you guys out about some topics I'm talking about. Tomorrow will be the tomorrow or Saturday tomorrow the weekend will be the NFL it will be the NFL playoffs. It's the divisional playoffs. We're gonna decide who is gonna go to the NFC or American League Championships, American American Conference Championship, AFC or NFC Championship. Right now it's anyone's ball game. If the Chiefs can win this game and if the Chiefs can win the divisional playoffs and also the AFC Championship, they're in the Super Bowl. But it's a long shot for that one. Take like the Dallas Cowboys. They were lucky they won the wild card. But they also need to if they can win if they can win the divisional playoffs and the NFC Championship, they're in the Super Bowl too. So, like you said, it's anyone's ball game, and we don't know who's going to win or who's going to lose. A lot of times, I don't know when is the right time to do a live video. Mostly I always try to skip out a lot of times, but I have to do one because it's part of my job. A lot of times I don't know when's the right time to do one, but I have to do one. To keep my if I want to reach my subscribers. It's not easy doing it, but we are all doing our jobs to keep going. I wonder if you guys are tired right now. Believe me, I am. But right now, we gotta keep doing our jobs until we get there. Do you know there's always a lot of stuff in the news that people talk about? I don't know there's much, but right now, I think February will be the Grammy Awards, and next month in February it'll be Valentine's Day. It's a good holiday. On Monday we celebrated Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and he was a good man. I think February, or I don't know when the Black History Month is, but I think it's around February or March or April. Who knows? There's a lot of good African Americans out there who fought, who did a lot of amazing things. They didn't just invent stuff; they also made differences a lot of times. That's the reason why Monday on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, he made a big difference. He's the one who broke barriers and also helped fight for equal rights. It was not just him, but there's also Medgar Evers, and there were other civil rights leaders out there who fought for equal rights for everybody. Mostly back then, we barely could do nothing back then. But if we keep fighting, keep going, then we could change the world. Like I said, it's never easy. Sometimes you could fail or throw in the towel, or you keep fighting. It's like Susan B. Anthony. She fought for equal rights for women's right to vote, and even after she died, women still fought on that revolution to vote, and they did, and her legacy. So either way, Susan B. Anthony kept fighting, and kept fighting. Like Rosa Parks, she had to fight for equal rights, and the bus in the bus movement. They asked her to sit in the back, but she didn't want to because her feet wasn't hurting. There's a million people that change things, break barriers. Say like Jack L. Johnson. Do you know who he is? Did anyone know who he is? I'll tell you who he is. He is the first African American to win the heavyweight championship of the world in boxing. And believe me, no guy ever got that far, but he did. Just like Jackie Robinson when he was the first African American to play in the Major League Baseball. I never knew this, but who was the first African American to play in the Super Bowl? Or who was the first African American to win the Super Bowl? And also, who was the first African American to ever? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think about their first African Americans. Like, we have African Americans playing NASCAR or hockey, but It took a while for him to get a Stanley Cup, but he did it. But there are a lot of African Americans out there who were the first that nobody's ever knew about. Did you know Eddie Murphy was the youngest and the first African American to be in a lead in one movie? He was he had no acting experience, none. But he got to be a lead in a movie. Most of you have to start out small before you reach the top. And it wasn't easy, but he did. So like Sidney Poitier. He was one of the guys who had to bring barriers to African Americans. There were a lot of African American actors, but Sidney Poitier was the one who broke the barriers back then. Who actually fought for the little guys. There were a lot of boy bands out there, but the Jackson 5 were the first African American boy bands. No, actually, that was the Temptations. I have no idea. Take like C.J. Parker, Madam C.J. Walker. She was the first African woman to be a millionaire. And there were other African Americans out there too. Well, there was Robert L. Johnson. He was a billionaire, first African American billionaire. But I think that was Oprah. She was the first African woman to reach the billionaire status. You know who was the first African American athlete to reach $1 billion? That was Michael Jordan. He was the first one ever did that. That's a good trivia question. You always have to ask yourself: who is the first African American athlete to reach who became a billionaire, or who was the first athlete to ever become a billionaire? And the answer is Michael Jordan. Take like Tiger Woods. He's not there yet, but he's not there yet. He could if he wanted to, but right now he's back in the game. But it's going to take a while to get back in the game for a while. Now there are a million other athletes. Could never go the distance like Tiger Woods could. So that's kind of tough to reach that status. So Michael Jordan was the first African American, not just the first African American, but the first athlete to ever reach the billionaire status. Millions of athletes try that, but they never could get that far. Come on, take like a boxing. Take like Floyd Mayweather. He could be a billionaire athlete too. Boxers can make about $10 or $20 million, or $100,000 or $2 million. Back even $50,000 or $60,000 back then. But no one's ever reached that far in a million years. You have to be like the greatest athlete to reach that far. Or the smartest. I wonder if you guys are tired right now. Believe me, I am. I don't think I have any people come and talk to me right now, but I don't think anybody's even dumb enough to know I exist. Can you believe that? I thought about shutting down right now, but I want to. Right now, I have to make a long YouTube live video for you guys, because if I don't, it'll never work. Because I need to make I'm trying to reach the 100,000 subscriber mark, and I'm still up to 10,000 subscribers. But it costs a fortune to Do you know how much it costs to get 100,000 subscribers? I wonder if anyone could cough up $1,000, $5,000, $100,000 right now. I wonder if anyone has $500 laying around, or $600 laying around. Believe me, I wish somebody did have $600 laying around to put on VFly. If you could put on VFly right now, you could help and contribute $500 or $600. It can help increase my subscriberships. All you have to do is go to the subscribership and not just get the views, but also the subscribers too. But it's not physically impossible. if you have it. Sometimes I wish I had $5,000. If I had $5,000 right now, I could use that to help me out. You know, it's kind of tough to do to reach that far. But I'm sure you can get there if you had to. Well, we still got a long way to go back then. Is it 2 o'clock? You know, at the time, you never know what path anyone wants to take back then. A little philosophy lesson. You always want to say that how far can you get to be a great book author? I could tell you it's easy to write a book, but not easy to sell one. Believe me, you're gonna get a lot of rejections every day if you get rejected. Yep, take a look at my foot right now. Anybody seen that? That's my foot right there. Believe me, I think I may have splinter ends in that one. You know, I can give you my armpit right now, but I don't think anyone wants to be grossed out right now. You know, I did shave my arms a couple times, but I never I never shaved my head right now. You know, I used to do a lot of head shaving back then, but I never had a chance to do it yet. But I should anyway, because I have to get started. Because my hair is almost growing, and I have to get started. You know, it's all you. You know, it's kind of easy to do some head shaving. All you do is put some shaving cream on, and make sure you get a razor. But you gotta do it right. Remember, you can't speed up, because you might nick yourself sometimes. It means you don't want to cut yourself. That's not good. Oh, I'm gonna get you a picture of my foot again. Anyone see that? Yep, that's my foot, and it's going down, up, and down. See my fan right there? It's been, see how you found it may stop now, but once the fan is on, it can go up or down anywhere. You know, I could green screen some things too. All right, I want to give you a quiz, math quiz. What's 1 plus 1? How many fingers am I holding up? Let me give you what's 1 times 1? What's 2 times 1? See my fingers again? What's 1 plus 1? And what's 2 times 1? Because the answer is in my fingers right here. Yeah, it's really kind of cool, weird to do that. You know, I could do a green screen with you, but I don't know how to do that. Not in my live video, anyway. I let play some music, but I never got to. I'm not allowed to because, you know, YouTube live videos we're not allowed to play music for you. You know, I can give you a song. Britney Spears, best song ever. Baby One More Time Now. That song was good. That was a top 10 song. That's the one that I put her in the. That's when I put her on the map. Maybe One More Time. There was also Drive Me Crazy. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't remember her song called Crazy sometimes, but I always loved that music video. Couldn't get that song out of my head. But that was a great song. Take like her second album that she did. What was her top song back then? There was Oops, I Did Again. And there was also Lucky. Nobody's ever heard that. Because, you know, mostly I don't think that song ever reached top 10 record, but it should. on America, but it should have gotten, it should have been a top 10 hit. It should have been, it should have gone platinum record for that. Well, her third album, I'm Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman, now that was a big, great song. It was also the soundtrack from the movie Crossroads. But her third album did win platinum, and it was a good song. I always loved that song. I'm Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman. That was a good song. There was also another song called Boys. Now that was a good one. Her fourth album was Every Day. Or Everywhere. I think that was the song. And there were other songs, too. There were other albums too. I barely lost touch with that one. I think she sold about 50 or 60 or 80 million records. A lot of times if singers stay in the residency show for like 3 or 5 or 10 years, you can make a lot of money if you can learn how to save it. But there are a few things people need when you have money. You need to eat. You need to you need to pay your bills. You need to pay your taxes. You need to pay your insurance. That's one thing about being a YouTuber. It sucks sometimes because a lot of times you never know. A lot of times you're trying to reach your revenue a little bit higher, but you're not there yet. Heck, I could make a million hits. Heck, I could make a million viewers, and still people still want to come. People still want to come. That's a tough market out there for little guys like me. No matter how many people come or see me, I don't think nobody's gonna answer you yet in one day. We have a million. I have a lot of playlists, but it doesn't mean anybody's gonna be watching anytime soon. I can do another one. I can do another playlist if I want, but I don't think that's gonna help me. But it should. Taylor Swift, that woman, she each song she ever hit it was pure gold. She had that Midas touch. Some singers I know could barely even make it through 3 or 4 albums, but she did. Just like Madonna. Madonna wasn't an original. Some could make about 2 or 3 albums, 4 or 5 albums, and reach like 50 or 60 million albums. 50 or 60 sell 50 or 60 records. Or half of them can even reach 100, 200 million records. Believe me, Elvis Presley scored about 100 million records. He died he had $5 million before he died. Now it's up to now he's worth about 100. Now his estate's worth over 100 or 200 million dollars. Just like Michael Jackson, he died with $500 million, but he also had 500 or 600 million dollars on his estate. Mostly when an artist dies, a singer dies. Heck, even an actor dies, their movies or their TV series or their records quadruple their value. You like that? That's a good topic you should think about a lot of times. There's always a thing people always want to ask about the music. And I'm trying to think of something, but it's kind of hard. You ever heard of, Blink 182 and their song, All the Small Things? Now, that song was amazing. People always talk about it. There were other songs out there too. There were other songs too, but Blink 182 song, All the Small Things, now that song was a hit. There were a million songs I know. Take like Avril Lavigne. She only had 3 or 4 records out, but I don't know how many records she sold, but I think it's 20 million or 30 million or 50 million. I think it could be 60 million. Imagine selling 90 million records. Now that's kind of cool. Selling 90 or 100 million records. because I don't think anyone ever could do that. I'm sure it's not impossible to sell 90 million records. It's not possible to try. Hey, I wonder if anybody's still watching. Are you there? Can anyone see me? Am I live? Well, like you said, you never know if anyone's watching or anybody's seeing things. Heck, I barely even know if anyone's seeing things. Well, there's a lot of stuff I have to do right now. Right now, I'm going to put this on the playlist pretty soon. I'm going to put this on the playlist pretty soon, but I have to go somewhere else and put the phone away. Because we have to part, because deep down I have to wait. We have to part right now. Do you know why we have to part? Because mostly for me, I have to wait until 20 minutes. And that's what I'm doing. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we part. I'll see you next time in my next YouTube live video. Because I have to put this video on my playlist. Goodbye and good night. Yeah, I forgot about this.